Okay, this is my 500th attempt at recording this. My thoughts on Toromivana's aim assist report. I want to start by saying, 1, I don't cheat. I don't have experience in aim assist or replay editing or stuff like that. I did cheat in 2018 and I got banned for it. And it was pretty funny because it was a free cheat. But that's pretty much where my experience ends. And 2, I want to say it's kind of, to me it's inconclusive. I'm neutral. I wouldn't be surprised either way if he was cheating or not, and I'll talk about why, of course. And if people have already said what I say in this video, that's my bad, because I haven't really looked at what people have said. I've only looked at the evidence myself. And I want to start with the clip that everyone has seen, which he brings more examples of in the video. It's this kind of weird angled curve on fly, and to me this is pretty normal. As you can see in this encounter Hard Rock FC, I'm imperfectly aiming these, but it's still like circle-esque kind of. But here I start aiming at completely like a square. Like this is just a square. But I was doing this completely subconsciously. This was also on tablet with a similar error to Toromivana's, I believe. I wasn't really nervous, like, because I wasn't paying that much attention, but this was just natural to me. It was subconscious, and I think, unless you think I'm cheating, by the way, I also didn't use filters, so it wasn't like caused by filters or anything. I think that's enough to say that it's a pretty natural thing. This is weird, but it also makes a miss. Like, I'm sure aim assist can mess up sometimes, but I also just think that's just him misaiming. So it's not really a fair thing to mention. This is what I just mentioned. He does do a kind of weird snap, but also that could be a result of him dragging pretty hard. I think that's a pretty natural way to play these kind of streams, even if it looks weird at first. It does look like he's shaking, and it's also a very abrupt and uncomfortable angle. So it's pretty natural, even if it looks like he's snapping. I think that little edge hit was a result. It's like a reading thing, because these 3 circles, unlike any BPM above like 200, that's really difficult to hit. This is pretty normal to me. It's just what I mentioned earlier, because sure, the circles are curved, but you can just do it like that, hypothetically. And he doesn't do it exactly that, but he does similar. I think that could be another thing with angles, how he's holding his pen, and also a little bit of shake. This, I think, is really normal, because this is a kind of pattern that's really simple, and you turn your brain off for it. Like you don't use as much brain power to aim it, and I think he was probably holding his pen less intently. Is that the right word? That's normal. That's a normal way to aim a triple like this, especially an aiming one, and the curve is normal. I do think this is weird, and it's very similar to a weird curve snap he shows at the end of the video, which I'll get to. I think it's kind of weird how it teleports. I don't think this is caused by filters. I feel like the only explanation for that is either PC lag or like a faulty pen or tablet, or pen or tablet glitch, which is possible if he tilts and throws his pen or hits his tablet or something. This is him shaking and then changing how he reads to focus in between, because with this kind of stream you're going to be just looking here, and it's kind of the easiest way to hit it. And yeah, that's just him shaking and reading. I think that's pretty normal. This, I think, is him. This is another weird abrupt angle, and I think this is him reading it potentially wrong and just barely hitting it. And then the smooth curve is from him assuming he's still going to hit it and just flowing normally. So I think this is plausible. This is very weird. I have no idea why this would happen. I think it's very normal to be able to correct when you're comfortable at this level. It's not inhuman, it's just being comfortable. This I think isn't, I think it's definitely weird, but it could be explainable by a result of him dragging hard, or maybe not even hard, but like tensing up a bit. When you do that, it kind of for this clip. And also, that is another angle that's kind of hard to read. This, I mean, it's the same thing. You can kind of tell it looks a little shaky more than snappy. This feels pretty shaky to me. And the similar thing, it does look like it's the same play as well. So I don't believe that's that suspicious. I don't think it's caused by filters, so I'm just going to skip this part. I know he shows a replay of Saito, but to me he's doing the same kind of thing. You can see it's a little bit shaky, and he's definitely not nervous because it's not probably the craziest run ever for him. But even though he's missing it completely, he still aims it in a similar way, less so, but it's still there. And it looks more like he's accelerating and decelerating than it is he's snapping. I don't think it's lag. For the slider part of the video, I think a lot of what he shows here is very normal. At this speed especially, no one's going to be focusing on this tiny slider. It's more of just like, you hold it down for a bit, then you ignore it. There's no reason to follow this completely. It's just easier not to. Here he says like how he kind of like pauses for a bit and it makes a little bit of a magnetic bounce. I can see what he's saying, but to me that's just him making sure he doesn't rush it too hard. And I think he does that a lot here, like there. This, completely normal to me. That's just him skipping the slider in a way, but still making sure he hits it and doesn't leave too early, and then he goes right to the stream. I think that's pretty normal. Now these kind of weird little thingies, I do think that is kind of weird. It's a weird, but he also could be a result of misaiming, misreading, or just being behind in reading, more like. I don't think that's that unexplainable. This is pretty normal to me. That's a misaim. So he aims it weirdly. That's I don't know if this was in here accidentally, but that's as normal as you could play that slider. Here he obviously doesn't aim it properly, but again it's like those nothing burger turn your brain off small sliders. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything to me. This is what I mentioned before, I think it was the first clip, this one. This I find pretty normal. Yeah, I also don't think it's fair to compare it to these other players on different kind of maps, because on Moriokai you kind of have to aim these sliders completely, because not only are they a little longer, but they also have doubles at the end of a lot of them, and obviously you can't really play a double like you can a short slider. This is an aim map. Oh, it's not an aim map, I believe it has the Leo Cage streams or whatever, but it's an aim section, so I don't think it's that crazy. Like, as you can see, his lifeline isn't perfectly aiming that slider either. He's kind of skipping it. Does the same thing here, mostly. This is another different map. See here, I mean, he's not playing that properly, technically, because as you can see, he's skipping the end of it, just making sure he hits it and then going right to the stream. I think it's normal, and the only reason he aims these two completely is because it's a really easy angle, and this one goes right into the stream, so there's no reason not to. Now I do think this ending is weird. I don't know why these are late into the video. I think these are the best examples of him potentially using aim assist. These next clips, again, I don't know how you could do those kind of stops, because these are back and forth slider jumps at like 280 BPM. I don't understand how you could pause like that, because if you watch the replay, look, that's how quick it is. That's normal speed. So I do think that is kind of weird. And then for me, the most damning evidence, that looks so unnatural to me. I don't think I've ever myself or seen anyone aim a slider like that, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is a 300 millisecond long slider or something like that. It's a pretty fast slider. So it's really weird to be perfectly just behind the slider ball. And also, you kind of, there's that. I think it's kind of strange. And then this last thing, this is a very similar thing to what he did in the Honesty. It kind of looks like the shape of a car, and I want you to keep that shape in your head. Move it here. It's very similar, but this one's a lot more snappy, and it looks very strange. And I think the fact these two, for me, pretty weird examples happening in the same play, it's kind of strange. He also barely hits it. Like, he barely hits that note, and he barely hits that slider, and then he misses. So that's my thoughts. I'm no expert. This is just my opinion from playing for a while, and also I'm posting a 4-month supporter giveaway on my Twitter, so you should enter if you want a free 4 months of supporter. Thank you for watching this yap session. Thank you. Bye.